Welcome to the USA Track and Field Youth Racewalk video. The purpose of this video is to show to coaches, athletes, parents, spectators, and judges the circumstances that result in a yellow paddle and a red card. The video will also show the correct procedure that judges should use when showing a yellow paddle and a red paddle. Examples of correctly filled out judging forms are also shown. As I progress through this video, I will reference the USATF rules governing racewalking. You're encouraged to familiarize yourself with these rules as well as the Racewalk Officiating Handbook. USATF Rule 232.2 Definition of racewalking. Racewalking is a progression of steps so taken that the walker makes contact with the ground so that no visible to the human eye loss of contact occurs. The advancing leg must be straightened, that is, not bent at the knee, from the moment of first contact with the ground until the leg is in the vertical upright position. There are three very important sections in this definition. 1. Progression of steps means 3 or more steps. A judge should not make a decision based on only 1 or 2 steps. 2. In parentheses, to the human eye means no photos or videos such as this presentation. 3. Straightened from the moment of first contact with the ground means that the judge must be absolutely sure that the foot has made contact with the ground before assessing the knees. When judging, the judges should stand back far enough so that they can see the athlete make several steps in their judging zone. From this position, the judges make their decisions. Per Rule 230.2a, the yellow paddle is shown when the judge is not completely satisfied that the athlete is fully complying with Rule 232.2. An athlete cannot be given a second yellow paddle by the same judge for the same offense. However, a judge may give an athlete 2 yellow paddles, 1 for loss of contact and 1 for bent knee. It's important to acknowledge that no matter how many yellow paddles an athlete receives, they do not add up to a red card. When showing the yellow paddle, the judge should place the paddle in front of the athlete mid-chest high. He should also make eye contact. All yellow paddles and red card decisions a judge makes during the competition are to be recorded on the judge's tally sheet immediately. You may stop the video to review a properly filled out judge's tally sheet at this time. In this section, the walkers are demonstrating both loss of contact and bent knee violations of the rules. Per Rule 230.3a, when the judge observes an athlete who fails to comply with Rule 232.2, a red card is written. The red card is the judge's proposal for disqualification. While it's preferred that a yellow paddle is shown before the red card is written, it is not mandatory. In this scene, you see loss of contact and bent knee walking in real time and slow motion. As a judge in these scenes, you have 3 advantages that you don't have during a race: extended view as the camera moves, slow motion, and ground level views. In this section, at the start of a simulated race, 2 athletes are demonstrating loss of contact by the young lady and bent knee walking by the young man. Both would receive a red card for this. In subsequent scenes, we see a young lady closing the gap between herself and the leaders. However, she's doing it with bent knees and loss of contact. Later, we see the young lady demonstrating moving up from last place, but again with bent knees and loss of contact. As a judge, these are very obvious examples of illegal race walking and an easy red card. Looking back at the section with the yellow paddles, there the infraction is more subtle. If you're in doubt for writing a red card, you should probably give a yellow paddle, as long as it is your first for either loss of contact or bent knees. Since you may only write 1 red card on an athlete, you don't indicate to the athlete that you have written a red card on them. If they know you have written a red card on them, they could effectively run by you the next time they pass you because they know you can't write them up a second time. Hope these scenes are educational to the coaches, parents, and judges. Most importantly, to the coaches and parents. If your athlete is walking as is being demonstrated, that is why your athlete is receiving a red card. I also want to point out the demonstration of illegal race walking by these athletes is not their usual technique. After the illegal walking is observed, a red card is written as soon as possible. That red card is then delivered quickly to the recorder, who transfers that proposal for disqualification to the red card posting board or DQ board. After 3 red cards from 3 different judges is delivered to the recorder informs the chief judge, who then shows the red paddle to the athlete. The athlete then promptly leaves the track. Here is an example of a properly filled out judge's tally sheet. As a judge, after you have given the yellow paddle, you are to enter the athlete's bib number on the tally sheet in the columns labeled caution. You indicate the infraction and the time of day. After you've written a red card, you enter that information in the proposal for disqualification column. Your red card is filled out as shown. The racewalk judging summary sheet has the information from each judge's tally sheet transferred to it. The red card posting board shows the athlete's bib number and a symbol indicating the infraction. As coaches and parents, you are reminded that if your athlete looks like the athletes demonstrating illegal technique in that section, that is why they are receiving red cards. I encourage you to familiarize yourself with the rules of race walking in the USATF Rulebook and Racewalk Officials Handbook. Consider this video as an introduction to the kinds of technique errors frequently displayed at youth events. In closing, I'd like to thank Kira Fasser, number 55, Patty Hurley, number 58, Danny Mira-Smith, number 60, Janelle Zamora, number 59, Melanie Zamora, number 56, and Ryan Thong, number 57, for their willingness to participate in this video. And thank you to the USATF Coaches Education Department for producing this video.